Alright, so 1914. In 1914, this is going to be the D mint mark, which is a key date. They only produced a little over 1.1 million of these coins. Now, this coin is not in good condition at all. So, if it was in better condition, it could sell for thousands of dollars because there's not many of them out there. This coin graded at a good 6, which the coin grading scale goes from 1 to 70. This coin sold for a little over $200 in this condition. So if you guys ever buy a bunch of wheat pennies from somebody or a coin collection, this is one date that you always want to look out for. And I cover a lot of different key dates in my other penny videos, so definitely check those out. Now here is a 1917. Now this coin here is not in good condition. Either it's at the same grade, a good 6, you know, but it has a double die obverse. So that's where the value is going to come in at. So here's an example of what that doubling looks like on the 1917 wheat penny. So you want to look for that on the lettering of the coin as well as the date 1917 itself. You can do that with your USB coin microscopes that I have available on couchcollectibles.com. Link is below every single video that I upload. Now this coin, because of that double die obverse, that doubling on the front of the coin, sold for around $125. Now of course, if this coin was in much better condition, it would have sold for a lot more money. Now here is a 1919 S mint mark. Now you can see that it's been struck 20% off center. Again, I say this in my videos a lot. You can look for off centers on all kinds of different coins out there. Some of them are more off centers than others. So there's a lot of different ones to look for out there. Now this coin here sold for over $1,300. $1,300. Moving on to a 1920. Now you can see that it's kind of got like a goldish, you know, tone to it. And that's because this 1920 wheat cent, was struck on a Cuban 1 cent planchet. It only weighs 2.5 grams. Here's an example of what that Cuban coin looks like that was supposed to be struck on this planchet. However, a Lincoln wheat cent design was struck on this planchet. So this coin here, as a result of that, sold for over $2,800. Nearly a $3,000 coin. Same kind of thing with this coin here. However, this is a 1941 wheat penny, and it was struck on a Panama 1 cent planchet. So here's an example of what that coin looks like. And again, this coin sold for over $4,900. Nearly a $5,000 coin. Moving right along to a 1943. Now, of course, we all know in 1943 they produced the steel pennies. They did not make any copper pennies for that year. But here on the reverse looks pretty normal. However, here on the front of the coin, we see that the coin was struck through a capped die. So you actually see the word cent backwards. You see the reverse design backwards going through there. And you can very faintly see the outline of Lincoln himself there on the obverse of the coin. Now this penny here sold for over $2,500. Speaking of steel pennies, here is what is supposed to be a 1943 S steel penny. It was struck 15% off center, and not even that, it was also struck on a silver 10 cent planchet that only weighs 2.5 grams. So this steel penny was actually struck on what is supposed to be a silver dime. That's the best way to explain it. This coin sold for over $6,000 as a result of that error. Now here's another 1943 steel penny that has a mint error. It has an obverse indent with a partial collar, which we could see there clearly. Very, you know, self-explanatory type of error. Here on the reverse, you know, it looks pretty normal. This coin sold for a little over $330. Now we looked at one that was struck on a Cuban planchet, a Panama coin planchet. Now this coin here is a 1943 S. Of course, it's supposed to be the steel penny. However, this coin was struck on a Peru 5 centavos planchet. And here's what that coin looks like. It weighs 3.0 grams. So this penny here sold for over $6,000 because of that error. Now here's a 1944, you know, 1944, very, very common wheat penny. You know, probably a lot of you guys out there have a 1944 wheat penny. This is the D mint mark. However, this is a D over an S mint mark. So an over mint mark taking place here. Now keep in mind, it's only graded at an extra fine 40, so it's not really got that high of a grade. Definitely not low, but nothing like a mint state grade or nothing like that. If it was a mint state grade, of course, it would sell for a lot more money. This coin only sold for around $50, but it has that D over the S mint mark. And again, here is what that D over the S mint mark will look like on the 1944 wheat penny. Now, of course, I have to throw in the famous 1955, but I wanted to throw this in because it is damaged. It's in really rough shape. However, you guys know how rare the 1955 double die is. Everyone wants one of these in their collection. The 1950, one day I'm going to get one, guys. One day I'm going to get one. 1955 double die obverse. It's sold in this condition for over $650. It's only graded at a very fine 20. You see the condition there, over $650. Now, if this was a high graded coin, it would sell for thousands and thousands of dollars. So keep that in mind. The condition is always going to affect the value, but in a case like this, where you have such a rare coin, a 1955 double die, it will always sell no matter what the condition is. But the condition is always going to, you know, price it different. Just like any other coin, but they will always sell, you know, unlike some coins. Here's a very cool type of error. It is a triple saddle strike. I would like to have something like this in my collection too. It's very, very unique. It is graded at a mint state 64 red brown by PCGS. This coin sold for over $1,400. $1,400. Alright, so moving on here to a 1968 S mint mark. Now this is going to be the proof penny, so not the regular 1968 business strike. Of course, it's got a pretty major error. It's been double struck, so you know, it's pretty noticeable. You know, no need to really explain that. This coin here sold for over $4,000. Now here, this coin, I've shown this coin in a previous video as well. It's a 1981. Now it's not a penny. It's actually a $50 that has the impression of a 1981 Lincoln penny struck into the center of this 1981 Kennedy $50. So how something like this happens, you know, I don't know. Is it intentional by someone in the mint? Let me know in the comments below. Awesome, awesome, unique type of error. And that's why it's super, super expensive, because, you know, it's like a one of a kind. This coin here sold for over $8,000. Now here is a 1983 Lincoln penny. Now this has got a double die reverse. So here's what doubling looks like on the back of the 1983 Lincoln penny. So always be on the lookout for that there on the lettering of the coin. You know, pretty noticeable doubling there. And this coin sold for over $700 in this condition, which it is graded at a mint state 67 red, which is a very good grade, as the coin grading scale only goes up to 70. Now, like I say, $700. So always be on the lookout for that on your 1983s. Same thing with the 1994 Lincoln cent. This coin has a double die reverse as well, and it's got the same grade, mint state 67 red. So always look for that doubling there on the 1994 as well. We're looking for that there on the columns of the coin. So this coin here sold for over $1,500. Over $1,000 for a 1994 penny. Now here's a 1997 penny. Now this one here is graded at a mint state 65 red. So keep in mind, if you have the doubling on these pennies and your coin is, you know, a very low grade, it's not going to sell for these prices. And of course it always, you know, determines when you sell the coin, what the market's like, you know, how many of them out there exist at that time and stuff like that. So there's a lot that goes into the value. These are just prices for these specific coins. So this coin here sold for over $150, and that's because this 1997 Lincoln penny has a double die obverse, and it is the doubled ear. The ear is doubled on Lincoln, and here's what that looks like. Here's an example of that. You can also look for that on the 1984 penny as well. Now here's a 1999 that was struck on a 1980 Denver minted 10-cent coin. So basically a penny struck on a dime. I've showed a lot of these. You see the design of the dime here, as well as the design of the Lincoln cent. And this coin here sold for over $5,000. Now here is a 1999S. Now keep in mind, this is the proof penny. So here's an example of a proof penny 1999 versus a regular business strike 1999 penny. So the proof is going to have the S mint mark. And of course it's going to have that shiny mirror-like finish, much more detailed. You know, it's very easy to distinguish a proof coin from a business strike coin in the majority of cases. So this coin here sold for over $290, and that's because it's got a very high grade of a proof 69 red deep cameo, and it has a close AM. So if we look here on the reverse, these proof coins in 1999 were supposed to have a wide AM. A wide AM for the proof coin. That's the only one I'm talking about here is the 1999 proof penny. Wide AM is what they were supposed to have. However, this has a close AM, which we see here in the picture, how the A and the M is basically touching. So $290 for that because of the grade and because of the close AM. Now here is a 2000 regular business strike penny. This coin sold for over $130. Now there's two reasons to that. One, the coin is graded at a Mint State 67 red, so it's a very high grade, and this coin has a wide AM. So these coins are supposed to have close AMs for the 2000 business strike Lincoln cent. However, this one has a wide AM. Now there's a list of wide AMs and close AMs to look for. I've talked about that in my 1992 penny videos. This coin with the wide AM is the most common one to actually look for and find. So, you know, if it's not in the best condition, it's not really worth too much money, but this being the high grade with the wide AM did sell for over $100, so not too bad for that coin. Alright guys, you know what to do. Subscribe in the middle, check out the videos to the left of me, and until tomorrow, I'll see you on the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.